Morning, Richard. Thank you for joining us here at NWR today. Richard Taylor is the CEO of recently listed Premier1 Lithium. Ticker is PLC. They have a pipeline of projects in WA, here in WA's renowned greenstone belts. So thank you, Richard. So PLC has a very interesting portfolio of exploration targets and projects. Why was Abbotts North, that you put an announcement out on today, the first one to be targeted?
Yeah, Abbotts North, it's a cracking project. It had 1.25% lithium oxide on surface. We could see that there was a swarm of pegmatites on the surface. And we wanted to really get in there quickly and be able to test that immediately after we raised the money back in December, January. And get on the ground as quickly as we could. It's a pretty exciting part of the world. It's a brand new lithium district. We could see from the numbers we were getting at surface that it was going to be a fertile system, and we needed to drill some holes to get our understanding of the geology and the structures that could host a significant resource.
Perhaps following that up, can you perhaps summarize what this first phase drilling program was targeting?
Yeah, as you can see from our release, we were looking at the outcropping pegmatites. So we'd identified those as the stand-up drill targets to go and test. And we were successful in being able to test the two main pegmatite trends that we'd got. And we were successful in intercepting multiple pegmatites, stacked pegmatites at depth. We recognized pretty soon on in the program that we were looking at the last phase of the lithium development in that area, and that some of our new focus should be on the east and the north, where we could see that there were significant pegmatites undercover that we hadn't tested previously, and new pegmatites based on more field work that we'd undertaken in more recent weeks. We wanted to get on the ground very quickly. We'd spent the time and energy to get the land access and heritage approvals in place. And these were the areas that were the first ones that were ready to go. So we were pretty excited. We got the team all energized, got them on the ground within sort of 4 weeks of the completion of the corporate transactions that we undertook. We drilled them. We understand the geology much better now that we've got drilling at surface, drilling from surface into those pegmatites. And now we can better orientate in the system. And some of the key things we're looking for is getting closer to the source granite, being able to look at the fertility and spodumene occurrences that we're looking to find at location, and also looking at the structures that we now have mapped, that we're looking for dilation zones that increase the width of the intercepts in those areas. So they're the focus for our second phase.
So that first phase came in a little under schedule and under budget, which is always a good thing. How should the market interpret that in terms of your messaging, and hopefully that's a result of you liking something you saw?
Oh, definitely, we like what we saw. We would like to have done more drilling to be able to test out some of those other targets, but our company is very keen to work with the Indigenous owners of the area and make sure that we do things the right way, particularly with our environmental and our concerns with making sure that we have the necessary approvals in place. So we couldn't extend that program at the moment until we understood the geology and where we wanted to go next. And we want to make sure that we minimize our disturbance in that local area. So now we're looking at another phase of heritage to be able to clear those areas, and a second drill program. Rather than jumping in too soon after this, we're just going to measured approach to being able to do that and being able to target where we see, based on the data, it driving us to what we hope to be a major discovery in the future.
So that sounds all very encouraging. So you touched on there what's planned next for Abbotts North. So what should we be looking out for in terms of timing and scale of phase 2 drilling?
Yeah, so in terms of phase 2 drilling, the heritage approvals, we've already sought timing on that from our expert consultants in that area. They'll mobilise to site within the next 4 to 6 weeks, and we will use that time to get the assay results back from Abbotts North. There's really important information contained in the fractionation, the petrology, the potassium rubidium ratios, all of them which are key at being able to vector us towards the most exciting parts of this very large and untested system yet.
As we touched on in an earlier question, Abbotts North is just the first cab off the rank. What other projects are in the pipeline?
Yeah, we're mobilising teams at the moment while we're doing the Heritage at Abbotts North. We've got our field teams moving and mobilising to the Montague project, which is our joint venture with Gateway Mining. We've had significant success. There are a lot of pegmatites there. It's taking a lot of our time for the team to be able to go out and field check each of those. We've refined our approach to being able to, because of the sheer number of pegmatites we encounter, to be able to quickly get potassium rubidium ratios, look at where we're going to be able to sample and see where we can get into the system in that location. We think the Montague system has just as much potential as Abbotts, potentially more because it's of a larger area and a larger tenure, where we can be able to identify another fertile system and be able to advance that project in parallel to Abbotts North. We also have our significant tenure with at the Yalgoo area. That's a joint ventures both with Firetail Resources and with Venture Minerals. And we are looking at how we mobilise and be able to test that. We're looking at a drill program on the Yalgoo area, particularly. We also are testing the rare earth target that we have obligations to with Venture Minerals, but also being able to look at some of the fertile pegmatite systems that are in that location. So it's a big area, and we're looking at a second team to be able to undertake that field work. So not a priority. Abbotts North, Montague, Yalgoo will be getting on the ground there. We also have other targets that we're looking at progressing in parallel that are at the desktop stage. But what we're seeing here is pretty exciting at the present.
So still early days in the life of PLC, but you've already got a drill program in the bank and encouraging first pass results, which you've just run through. But perhaps just leave us with a sum up of what you hope to achieve at PLC in the next 3, 6, 12-month time.
Definitely, it's about testing this portfolio properly. We've got really exciting early stage projects at this point, but the more we're learning about the systems and where we are, the more excited we are about the potential for a major lithium discovery in those areas. I think our collaboration with the right people, experts out of ERM, our support from Deutsche Rohstoff and the people who have provided capital in the most recent raise, we're well funded to be able to go and develop these projects in an effective manner.
Thank you, Richard. It sounds like you're very active and busy, and we look forward to catching up with you again and reviewing the Phase 2 program at Abbotts North. Thank you.
Thanks, Aidan, and thanks everyone at NWR for the opportunity.